Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon, so you never miss any new updates, cause whenever we upload new video you will get a notification on your phone.
Compressed air equipment, breathing apparatus, grit blasting and high pressure water jetting. 9.1 Compressed air equipment. A. Mobile air compressor. The use of a mobile air compressor is not permitted in Zone 0 and Zone 1 hazardous area and discouraged in Zone 2 area also. The deployment, mobilization and operation of a mobile air compressor in Zone -2 shall be covered by duly authorized hot work permits subject to equipment's suitability for the hazardous area classification. As far as practicable, the effort shall be made to deploy and operate mobile air compressor in an unclassified area. Prior to startup, the machine operator must carry out the safety checks as recommended by the manufacturer. The air-carrying hoses must not be uncoupled when pressurized. All hoses used in conjunction with mobile compressor are to be maintained in good condition and shall be suitably protected from probable damage by vehicles or plant in the area. B. Permanently installed plant air compressor. The plant air compressor shall not be installed in Zone 0 or Zone 1 areas and shall be avoided in Zone 2 hazardous area also. The following safety precautions must be kept in view for plant air compressor. The equipment and machinery shall be suitable for the hazardous area classification. The air intake must be drawn from and exhaust disposed off, if prime mover is a diesel engine, to a non-hazardous area. C. Compressor in refrigeration plant. In addition to applicable requirements as mentioned above, the compressor installed in refrigeration plant shall be located in a well-ventilated room with clearly marked escape routes, entrance and exits. Any adjustment and calibration to relief valves and cutouts shall be carried as per manufacturer procedure subsequently certified by inspection and corrosion team. Any maintenance work on air compressor in refrigeration plant shall be carried out with due authorization of appropriate work permit under proper planning and procedure. The required precautionary measures must be complied against the potential hazards. The availability of approved fire extinguishers, personal protective equipment, evacuation plan and assembly point must be ensured prior to commencing the work. D. Air receiver and air dryer. The plant and instrument air receiver and air dryer package must conform to respective engineering specification and code of inspection. The equipment shall be clearly marked with maximum allowable working pressure, MAWP, and rated capacity, identification number and date of inspection. After any modification, major repair or adjustment in safety valve, the equipment shall be certified by inspection and corrosion team before putting it into service. The air receiver, vessel as well as dryer shall be protected against undesirable high pressure and temperature as applicable. The safety valves on such equipment shall be tested by inspection and corrosion team as per procedure and schedule in this regard. Refer Chapter 19 for further detail. E. Pneumatic tools. A variety of tools such as hammers, drills, saws, vibrators, lighting units are powered by compressed air. The safety precautions as hereunder shall be kept in view while operating pneumatically powered tools. I. Pneumatic hammers shall be equipped with a suitable silencer or muffler. 2. The air pressure must not exceed the maximum rated pressure for the equipment. 3. The hose, coupling and connector to be used on a pneumatically operated tool must be safe, suitable and rated for the maximum allowable pressure. 4. The hose must never be uncoupled from the pneumatic tool under pressurized condition. V. The air supply hoses must be adequately protected against probable damage from vehicle or plant in the area. Refer Chapter 15 Power and Hand Tools for further detail. 9.2 Breathing apparatus. There are numerous jobs that require the use of respiratory protection such breathing apparatus. Some of these jobs involve exposure to chemicals, dusts, vapors, fumes and toxic substances like H2S, SO2 and CO2. The nature and duration of potential exposure will dictate the type of breathing apparatus that must be used. The workers must have adequate training to understand the need and use of breathing apparatus. The training shall include pre-donning inspection of the equipment, donning and removal of the equipment, and post-use maintenance and cleaning. It is to be noted that a person's ability to communicate is limited when wearing a breathing apparatus. The breathing apparatus shall be equipped with portable radio attachment for communication while wearing it. The quality of air in breathing apparatus shall be regularly checked conforming to health and hygiene requirement. A. Self-contained breathing apparatus, SCBA, it is used where there may be high concentration of toxic substances, oxygen-deficient atmosphere, levels of toxic smoke, environments considered hazardous to life. The SCBA must consist of a full face mask, a flexible breathing tube, a regulator, an air supply cylinder and a harness assembly. It is to be noted that the amount of air available to the user is limited by the size and capacity of air storage cylinder. The consumption of breathing air will also depend upon the metabolic and physical state of the user. After each use, SCBA must be cleaned, disinfected, recharged with air and returned to storage area in ready-to-use condition. The apparatus must be frequently inspected to ensure that the air pressure is adequate and that the regulator, face mask and harness are in good ready-to-use condition. Refer Chapter 4 on personal protective equipment. B. Supplied air breathing apparatus. If the supply for the longer period is required, it is preferable to use a supplied air breathing apparatus, connected to a continuous air supply source through flexible hose and regulator. All supplied air breathing apparatus must be fitted with a small cylinder of breathing air to allow the user to breathe in the event that the normal air supply is lost or fails. In case of emergency such as entrapment or entanglement, the user must disconnect the air supply line and turn on the egress cylinder before attempting to escape. 9.3 Compressed air capsule for professional divers. The following safety precautions must be kept in view for a compressed air capsule pertaining to professional divers' preparatory arrangement prior to deep diving operation. I. Main locks are to be kept in a clean and dry atmosphere. The appliances and gadgets, such as pressure gauge, clock, pressure regulators, throttling valves and relative humidity indicator etc., must be maintained in good condition. 2. A safety checklist shall be posted near each main lock indicating precautions to be taken during compression, decompression and post-decompression period. 3. The worker deployed to work in compressed air enclosure must have experience and valid certification from approved agency for suitability under environmental condition. 4. Any work for compressed air capsule must be constantly supervised by a competent person. V. The door between working chamber and the main lock leading to lower pressure enclosure shall be kept open when any person is inside the chamber and the lock is not in use. Vi. Main lock on the access to working chambers where pressure exceeds 10 pounds per square inch, are not to be used for the passage of plant and materials other than hand tools or equipment carried by workers passing through the lock. 7. The capsule attendant shall control the rate of compression and perform all decompression activity. 8. The workers shall not stay inside pressurized chambers if relative humidity exceeds 26.70 C, 800 F, except in case of essential requirement with approval from the medical authority. 9. Similarly, the workers shall not be deployed inside a compression chamber exceeding 50 pound per square inch pressure except in an emergency case with due approval and supervision of medical authority. A. Air supply. The air supply plant shall be continuously supervised by a competent person while the persons are working in compressed air environment. The air supply plant shall be of adequate capacity to deliver the required quantity of air such as 10 cfm per person working inside the chamber. The chamber shall be equipped with facility for hyperbaric oxygen also. The supply air must be clean, hygienic and free from impurities such as smoke, toxic vapor, foul odor, flammable or corrosive gases, etc. B. Register. The capsule attendant shall maintain a register when persons are deployed to work in pressure exceeding 18 pounds per square inch. The attendant must record enclosure pressure when a worker enters or exits the capsule along with the time taken to decompress. C. Medical requirements. No person is permitted to work in compressed air unless certified and declared fit by medical authority. The fitness certificate for working inside compressed air chamber shall be valid for a period not exceeding 6 months. It becomes invalid if the person be incapacitated from work for any reason during that period. Each person certified as medically fit to work inside compressed air chamber must have a personal record, maintained by medical group detailing general health condition, medical examination results and of the amount of time spent in compressed air environment. The latter information is recorded at the place of work by the capsule attendant. Each person working inside compressed air chamber at a pressure above 18 pounds per square inch must be provided with an identity tag to be worn for immediate notice in case the individual falls ill after leaving the work. The label or tag must have information such as place of work, condition of work, that is compressed air chamber, and emergency contact number for KOC, medical group. Medical group must be notified for any activity where work nature involves compressed air chamber above 18 pounds per square inch pressure. The controlling team shall also inform medical group on completion of compressed air operations. D. Compressed air chamber or capsule. The compressed air chamber must be approved by medical group if the pressure inside the capsule may exceed 18 pounds per square inch. Moreover, a dedicated capsule, compressed air enclosure, shall be kept for medical treatment of personnel engaged for working in compressed air environment. The capsule shall have 2 compartments so that lit can be entered while still under pressure. Each capsule shall be provided with a couch, blankets, garments as recommended by medical group. It shall also have a window through which persons in either compartment can be seen from outside, as well as an efficient communication is possible from outside as well as between compartments. The capsule attendant shall have adequate training in first aid and must remain present near the capsule when the work in compressed air environment is under progress. E. Welfare facilities inside the capsule. The worker, diver shall be provided with essential facilities such as wardrobe, clothing, washroom, and change room, etc. Such facilities shall be provided for workers remaining on site after decompression for at least 1 hour. However, if the persons have been working in compressed air pressure of 40 pounds per square inch or above, they must have adequate rest accommodation for at least 1.5 hours after decompression. Arrangements shall be made for provision of food and drinks as recommended by medical group. 9.4 Grit blasting and water jet cleaning. A. Grit blasting. Grit blasting is permitted in hazardous areas, only when following conditions are fulfilled. The pipe work or process vessel to be grit blasted, shall be isolated and depressurized. Grit blasting must be authorized under hot work permit with all required safety precautions in vogue. A.1. Precautions during grit blasting. The precautionary measure must be kept in view prior to commencing grit blasting activities. I. The permit applicant and permit issuer must ensure that the requirement of grit blasting is fully justified and cannot be delayed until a facility shutdown period. 2. Both permit issuer and permit applicant shall inspect the work site prior to and regularly during blasting to ensure that sufficient protective measures have been taken to protect cable runs, gas detection heads, instrumentation and operating equipment in the immediate grit blasting area, and to satisfy themselves that the work is being carried out safely. 3. An authorized gas tester shall carry out a gas check at the work site prior to grit blasting, as well as continuous gas monitoring is recommended during the entire work period. 4. Suitable barrier must be erected around the grit blasting area and warning signs indicating grit blasting in progress must be posted around barrier. V. Only personnel associated and involved in grit blasting activities shall be permitted to enter the cordoned-off area. Suitable sheeting must be erected to eliminate the possibility of personnel being struck by grit material. Vi. All gas cylinders within the cordoned-off area must be removed from the vicinity, or where this is not possible, extra protection from grit material impact must be accorded. 7. Any paint spraying activity at the location must cease prior to grit blasting. 8. All pipe work, equipment to be grit blasted must be adequately bonded to earth to prevent the buildup of electrical charges on any process equipment. This requirement applies equally to contractors' pots, hoses and compressors. 9. The blast gun must be fitted with a dead man's handle, which must be checked for correct operation prior to starting grit blasting. X. The contractor performing the grit blasting must nominate a competent supervisor to oversee all grit blasting activities. The designated supervisor must be continuously present during grit blasting and not be involved in any other task or duties. Know the location of firefighting equipment in the area and how to use. Know how to immediately shut down grit blasting equipment in case of any emergency situation. 11. The workers must use suitable personal protective equipment against exposure to dust and other health hazards. 12. The spent grit shall be recovered and safely disposed off to company-approved waste disposal facility. 13. The following minimum firefighting equipment shall be kept available at grit blasting site in working order. 2 pressurized water hoses run out and tested. The fire hoses are to be taken from separate hydrants in order to approach from 2 directions. 2 suitably positioned portable type fire extinguishers. At least 1 gas detector near grit blasting location and another at compressor site. B. High pressure water jetting. High pressure water jetting refers to cleaning with water jets at pressures greater than 2,000 pounds per square inch and up to around 20,000 pounds per square inch. Such equipment is very effective for removal of coatings and scale as well as in metal cutting, although extremely dangerous if not used carefully. Jetting equipment shall be handled by competent persons only, taking following minimum precautions. I. The work site shall be cordoned off and warning sight shall be posted at safe distance to alert the persons from prevalent danger. 2. The number of workers shall be kept as minimum as possible and each worker must be made aware of potential hazard, taking extreme care during the work. 3. It is to noted that personal protective equipment can be effective against water spray and flying particles, but not against the direct impact of the jet itself. I. The worker must wear the required personal protective equipment such as PVC suit, hand gloves, safety boots, earmuffs, safety goggles or face shield and safety helmet. 2. The injury caused due to water jetting may damage inner tissues although not visible at surface and must be referred to the hospital for treatment. 3. The equipment and its accessories shall, such as hose, couplings and connectors, shall be suitable for pressure rating of the system and maintained in accordance with manufacturer's instructions. The pump shall be equipped with a relief valve or regulator set at 10% above the rated working pressure of the weakest component in the system. 4. The connector and couplings for joining different length of hoses must be suitable for sustaining the pressure implied. 7. The equipment and accessories shall be inspected for quality assurance as per inspection and corrosion team requirement in this regard. 8. If the equipment is assembled from separate components immediately before use, then a pressure test shall be conducted prior to operation, at a pressure not exceeding rated working pressure of the weakest component. 9. A fail-safe trigger must be provided on the jetting gun. X. Water quality shall be preferably potable water and shall not contain any undesired chemicals, hazardous substances, free silica, toxic material or oil.
Please give comment and suggestions.
Thank you.
Subscribe our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon for more updates. Thank for visit our channel. See you next class.
Thank you.
Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon, so you never miss any new updates, cause whenever we upload new video you will get a notification on your phone.